Welcome to Master the Game. I am Juice. Sorry for that long wait, guys. We were waiting for Chance, and then we got sidetracked with discussion. But hey, it wasn't all your fault. We talked about stuff after. But yeah, so thank you guys for joining us tonight. We got great news. Baldur's Gate is not shut down for any pandemics or anything, so we are going to get to some action tonight and get to stretch our legs a little, you know, all that good stuff. But before we do that, I do want to quickly go over the super chat menu. We have some new things that we've added to it. And so let's get into it. We have our typical stuff on the super chat menu. If you guys want to purchase inspiration for anybody, you can do that. But the most interesting thing is that we have this egg that Paula believes is a black dragon egg as of last session. So I told her if we get a cumulative amount of $100, the egg will hatch. We will go.
We're never gonna hatch this egg, you guys.
Probably not.
That attitude.
Are players allowed to super chat? Like,
if they want.
What if
Paula can put $100?
What if there was like $100?
I thought about that, you guys. I thought about that.
Super chat to like make a nice Denver omelet. Like what?
Oh. You know what?
Bill, don't you?
Bill,
don't even.
I would totally.
Why you gotta be
let
like
you
that?
Do that if you were the $100 thing. So if you're looking at the super chat right now, it clearly says if we raise this much in a single episode, we will have special perks. The donation that puts us over the total needed gets the credit and choice when applicable. So if you are the bid that puts it over $100, you can decide if the egg hatches or if it splits open and reveals an omelet.
You want the egg to hatch. I know you do. I know
Into
everybody
an
does.
I also want to mention real quick, in the monster manual, it does say alignments are not a given for any monster. They can be of different alignment. So just so everyone knows, if it says something like lawful evil or chaotic evil or whatever.
So if it's a black dragon, it's not necessarily going to kill us, is what you're trying to say.
It doesn't have 100% chance of being that alignment. Correct.
Right. And there's a chance we could speak its alignment language if we had to.
Yeah,
you just gotta raise it right, you guys.
Maybe.
You know? Teach it how to do the right things from birth. It'll be fine.
But
make
here's
it
the
vegetarian.
Right. But if we hit 125, not only will we get this egg to either hatch or be an omelet, you also will get a magic item of the super chatter's choice. And if we get to 150, it'll be a second magical item of the super chatter's choice. So you could walk away with a Vorpal sword or whatever you guys can think of in the super chat. And you can make these dreams a reality for these players. So, yeah.
You know, I already have the magic item of my dreams.
I know you do.
As I stand there with my billowing cloak, yeah, right.
What about like a helmet of gleaming or something, though?
That's true. You know, that's true. Yeah.
Then it might kind of cover up his face or slightly obscure his face. I don't know if that works for you or not.
Why would I want to do that? Like I would.
What about a ring of sparkles?
My stunning, my absolutely stunning profile. So yeah.
A ring of shimmer for Saphira.
A Vorpal frying pan.
There you go. There you go. A frying pan that always has omelets ready for you just by putting it over a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And of continuous omelets.
All right. So with that, let's let everybody introduce themselves and their character that they are playing, and then we'll hop into it. We'll start with Chance again.
All right. I'm going to be playing Annabelle, for lack of a clearer description, a lovely 12-year-old girl. Yep.
Yeah, very creepy. Yeah.
Basically sums it up, yeah.
She has like a scratch on her neck that could be a vampire bite, but we don't know. And she
Wait, what? When did we establish that?
Pike was looking her over.
I missed that point.
For any like vampire bites or something wrong with her because she was very sick when you guys docked, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Before Annabelle sunk the barge that you guys brought in with the giant icicle.
Mm-hmm.
Right, to make her underwater reef. That was their plan.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's Annabelle. Drew Can.
I'm Martin. I'm playing Drew Can, an Aasimar paladin and sorcerer. And he's hoping to get us out of the city as soon as possible.
I love it. Saphira.
I am Paula. I'm playing Saphira. She is a ghostwise halfling druid. And her goals in life are to be the owner of a small kind dragon, you know, and she just, I mean, that's really her life goal right now. Honestly, I mean, she hasn't even thought about Tatiana for a little while. I got to be honest, because she's so preoccupied with the egg.
We did discover Tatiana loves dragons as well. But
I mean,
she also likes things like Cape of Billowing, we would assume.
Making
Yes.
a lot of assumptions there.
But I think at the end of the day, a dragon trumps a Cape of Billowing. Just, you know. Just
Maybe
throwing
not
it
in
out
its
there.
early stages, but in its later stages, it might be far more impressive. Maybe.
Maybe.
We shall see.
We'll see. We'll see. Will we see? Chat? Will we? I
Probably
don't know.
not tonight.
Oof.
Peter.
Thanks.
Yes, I am playing Pike Yellowfin, the Water Genasi Barbarian, who has a, cape of billowing and dragons and all that stuff. I have a glowing rock that follows me around, like, hello.
Oh
So,
my god! Oh my god!
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
So,
What?
boom, there we go.
No!
Nathan just dropped it.
Nathan!
Done. Dragon.
So Nathan, let's
So
get
what
this
happens,
dragon
Nathan?
egg going. What do you mean by that?
You mean let's fire up the frying pan?
Yeah,
and
that's
chop
how
up
I'm
some
gonna
No,
do it.
onions,
no,
green
no.
peppers,
Tell us, is this an
No,
omelet or is it
no.
a black dragon or is it a different colored dragon? You can pick, man.
Yeah.
Is it just a
Nathan, don't let
pseudo
me down.
dragon? Is
Don't
it
let me down.
Clockwork dragon? What do you want it to be? Wow, dude, that's awesome. You made everybody happy. Look at that.
I just need more details.
Oh my god! They're calling for omelets. Okay,
Nope.
yeah,
World
Don't
Tree wants
do
an
it.
omelet.
with
Don't do
extra
it.
cheese.
No, it's not. It's not worth it. The omelet's just temporary, you know?
We could
Dragons
even
are
name
forever.
the dragon after you, Nathan. All right, Peter, you can continue to introduce your character.
Oh, no, I mean, it's done. There's nothing else I can do there.
You have the shiny rock. I heard Saul say, "Oh my god," and I thought you were talking about the drift globe. I thought you were being sarcastic about his drift globe. Oh.
No,
All
I saw the mic drop by Nathan. So, all right.
Yeah, something unique. You know what, Nathan? Message me on Discord directly, and we'll collaborate on that. It'll happen tonight, though. And then, last but not least, Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill. I'm kind of shy. Okay, Chance wants an omelet too. Anyway, hi, I'm Bill. I play Solomon Romanovich. He is a tiefling wild magic sorcerer. I'm a connoisseur and collector of fine metals, fine garments, and even finer women. Sol is nothing if not, quick-witted and, with absolutely stunning good looks. And he tends to tolerate his traveling companions because, he feels a little bit bad for them, but also they're good to hide behind. That's pretty much sums up Sol. So.
All right. So last time we left off, we were at the Blackgate Tavern. The party had split. I don't remember who all stayed on the balcony. I know Saphira and Pike were up there. I think Annabelle was up there too? Is that correct?
Yeah.
As Pike,
Yeah, I think we were left behind as we're not good at gathering information.
or socializing.
I think
Do you
that was
guys-
a strategic decision.
Do you guys remember that that ad campaign from the 90s when they tried to make eggs for everything, and it was the incredible edible egg? I for some reason I'm just thinking about eggs. It's what's for dinner, the incredible.
I remember WWE had this big egg leading up to Survivor Series on Thanksgiving, and it was this big mystery. What's in the egg? What's in the egg? And then it hatched finally on Thanksgiving, and it was the gobbledygooker. And it was the worst thing ever.
Well, it wasn't Mork from Ork?
What?
Was it Mork from Ork?
No. It was so bad. It's one of those things that went down on in WrestleCrap history. There was a website that used to talk about the worst things in wrestling, and that was one of the top 10 things.
So what? Okay, and just I don't want to derail, but I have to know, what is the number one worst thing to ever happen in wrestling?
I think it was Shockmaster. So Shockmaster was this wrestler in WCW he was formerly Tugboat in WWF, and his debut, he came out in a night show kind of thing, and he busted through the wall with a glittery stormtrooper helmet and tripped over the wall, and his helmet fell off. And that was his introduction. He was supposed to be this big monster guy.
Nice.
And yeah, it was very stupid.
Nice.
And if it wasn't number one, it should be, because everyone in wrestling knows about it. So we were at the Blackgate Tavern. Saphira, Pike, and Annabelle were up top, while Drew Can and Saul were looking for work to get everybody attached with the caravan through the Tradeway.
I think we actually found work, though, didn't we? We negotiated.
Yes. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first guy you had talked to offered you guys a little bit of gold, but only had one position open. You guys talked to Boyd Setchpole, who was a half-elf merchant who sells ale and beer. He kind of gave you how his business operates, how he basically sells to the travelers that are in the caravan. He said that he could provide 3 positions. You guys wanted 4. You talked the price up from 15 to 18 gold total per 10 day. You guys do know the trip is probably anywhere from 30 to 60 days travel, most likely 40 days on the Tradeway, where you guys are probably going to be going. And that's based on intel you gathered on the dragon cultists back when you were talking to Anthar and Leosin about things. Now, you guys were waiting at Blackgate for to see when the Cult of the Dragon showed up, because you wanted to try and attach yourselves on with that caravan, assuming they were going to pair up with one. So with that, we were going to let Saphira and Pike and Annabelle start us off up on they're on the balcony overlooking, just outside of the Blackgate Tavern and the shop that is owned by, what's his name? The one guy. I got it right here. Aiken Celeban. You're overlooking his shop across the street. And Pike has flayed this fish. Now, the server, the waitress, had told you that you can't do that. And as she's telling you that, and other people are sitting up there, you guys hear an employee come out shortly after with her. And after seeing Annabelle, Saphira, and Pike, he turns to her and he says, let them have their fish. And he turns around and walks back in.
Yeah, by the way, Pike, you're welcome for that beautiful, freshly caught Lake Muskie there, buddy. That, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, real quick, again, not to derail, but I feel that Chance is unfairly stacking the chat. I'm just gonna say, throw that out there.
He is. He is.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't sign in all of your 87 YouTube accounts and vote for omelet with mozzarella. That's all I'm saying.
You know how many ads I just watched? I probably single-handedly doubled Nathan's donation just through ad revenue. So you know what? You can thank me later. All right.
Nathan's awesome. I love Nathan. All right. So I did get my answer from him. So
we can see out over the entrance of the tavern. Correct?
You are above the entrance on the balcony. So basically the railing is probably the sign for this tavern. Like that's where the sign is. So what are you guys doing up there, Pike, with your fish, Saphira sitting there with Pike offering you fish, and Annabelle? What are you guys doing up there?
Well, I'm hacking up. Of course, I've gutted this fish and hacking it up.
Annabelle would be kind of covering her nose, kind of like she didn't like the smell, and kind of just watching.
Okay.
Saphira is getting a little bit bored up here, honestly, waiting for them for a while. There's a bug. Sorry, there's a bug in front of me.
I mean, bugs would probably be attracted to fish. That's probably pretty normal.
I don't know. Can we see like the caravans coming up?
So what you see, so there are no caravans coming up. So no wagons or anything travel through Baldur's Gate. What happens is if people are traveling through Baldur's Gate, they have to have somebody, they carry their stuff. They get over here, they either buy a wagon, rent a wagon, and then they come over to this tavern typically, pair up with other merchants and set up, a caravan that way. That's typically what happens.
So are we supposed to be watching for people coming in this entrance?
Pretty much you guys, I mean, you can do what you want. You've already paired up with a merchant. But typically, yes, it was explained by Aiken by Anthar originally, that you guys should try to pair up with a caravan that's traveling with the dragon cultists. Because you guys knew they were going to be traveling up the coast and then to Baldur's Gate, and then they were going to take the Tradeway. That was the original thing you guys discovered back at the Raiders camp.
Okay.
So as you guys are sitting up here, you see the Black Gate open, and you see about 10 Flaming Fist soldiers come marching through and heading straight for the Blackgate Tavern. Everyone kind of stops in the street and kind of watches them as they are kind of marching with a purpose.
Okay.
What do you think they're doing?
Probably coming for free food.
I mean, that makes sense. I am getting really hungry. You done with that fish yet?
Yeah, I've cut it up. It's all gutted.
You know what? I feel like fish doesn't taste quite as good as a person, but I'm telling you, when I've gone swimming before as a crocodile, that fish tastes great.
You know what goes really well with fish? Eggs. Like it's
yeah.
Perfect combination.
Shut your mouth.
Is Egbert with us?
No, I believe he's over at the shop across the street.
Yeah.
So I take the fish out and hold it up in the air like this.
Annabelle will look to the crowd and say, "I'm so hungry, I could eat a whole dragon." And
meanwhile, you guys hear coming from just below you in the street, you hear one of the Flaming Fists speak up and saying, "We are looking for somebody who sunk a barge this morning. They damaged the docks and damaged many expensive ships with their destruction. Magic is not to be used within the city limits for purposes like that. If you have any information, there is a reward." And then they walk into the Blackgate Tavern. Saul and Drukan, you guys are inside of there when you see a few flaming fist soldiers walk in. And the crowd doesn't really quiet down too much, but they do kind of shift their attention a bit over to these guys, where they make the exact same announcement in here. And then they proceed to sit at a table in the corner. So what would Drukan and Saul like to do?
Immediately start sweating and trying not to look at the flaming fist.
Yeah, certainly. Saul kind of tries to blend into the background and look natural. Like
he just walks backwards into the wall and just slowly
blends
starts
into the background.
With his billowing cloak that billows all the
No,
time.
I'm not wearing the billowing cloak. So
Oh, you're not? Oh.
That's only for special occasions. Like, no, when we came in, it's only to impress people. So
Saul is the special occasion.
So Saul is actually wearing probably his like freaking blood red crushed velvet like so yeah, okay, he, as much as he possibly can, he tries to just like blend in and look natural. So yeah.
No,
And then looks over at Drukan like I don't know what to do with my hands in these situations, man. Like, what should we do?
None of that cries spellcaster at all.
All right. Saul, give me a persuasion check, because you're trying to remain cool.
I am, yes. So persuasion is going to be that's going to be a 16.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, while you feel like you're being very awkward and you feel like pressure,
yep,
to anybody around you, they don't think you're acting abnormal. You look like a normal tiefling in a tavern. And there are a couple other tieflings in here. There are some other tieflings in here.
Oh, okay.
Not a lot, but they're definitely still the minority in here, but there are a couple.
Okay. I kind of like elbow Drukan and I sort of whisper under my breath to him, we should probably go.
Say that again a bit louder. I couldn't actually hear you.
We should probably go.
You're probably right.
Have we paid for our drinks? I think I threw down extra money on the bar when we came.
You did.
Here.
You threw down 10 gold as a tip. Yes.
Yeah. So we're just gonna Saul is gonna kind of like,
hey, sir, thank you for the tip, and he tosses you a baguette for the road.
Thanks. I could really use this baguette because I can't magically create food or anything. Like, I'm just a normal person that has to eat. So thank you so ever so much.
No problem, pal.
And I kind of just like make my way to the door.
Are you guys going out the front door, or are you going upstairs to the balcony with your friends?
I'm trying. So what I'll say is, if the stairs are closer, I'm going to head for the stairs. If the front door is closer, I'm going to head for the front door. Whatever is the quickest egress, right, is the direction that I'm headed. So
stairs are definitely closer.
Okay, then I would make my way to the stairs for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so the stairs kind of wrap around the back there, and you're up at the bar, so it's a quick like 5-foot jaunt rather than walking past the soldiers to go out the door.
Okay.
All right, so you're able to go up the stairs. Drukan, are you following him then?
Remember,
yes.
They are the flaming fists. They are the law.
Awesome. All right,
original Baldur's Gate reference, since we were talking about Baldur's Gate 3. So
yes.
And Annabelle's gonna notice Saul sneaking off, and she'll.
Well, he's making his way up to where you are. So you three are up outside on a balcony. As you're up there, Saul and Drukan come through the door. And Saul looks like, you guys can tell, Saul is sweating bullets as he comes up onto the balcony.
All right, Annabelle will be like, Uncle Saul, what's the matter? You look so scared and frightened and weak.
Annabelle, I hate to break this to you because, like, I know you're just a sweet, innocent little child, but you know the world is going to break you sooner or later anyway. You need to know that there are evil, awful, terrible people in this world who don't, for some reason, don't like people like Uncle Saul, even though Uncle Saul is amazing, right? Like, but they judge us based on our manipulation of the thread, right? Like, so, you know, Uncle Saul every once in a while cheats a corner here or there, kind of uses magic, but you know, it's always for the greater good. You know that, right, Annabelle? But or to line our pockets, you know that, right, Annabelle? Remember I told you, I taught you the other day we were walking through the street, that's a mark. That's a person that you don't mess with. That's a person that we take for everything they got. Like those. So we use magic for that sort of thing, and some people don't like that. So, like, just we're not gonna say that Uncle Saul is a spellcaster at all. For the next, you know, while we're here in town. How does that sound? And here is here's a nice shiny gold piece, just to not say anything about Uncle Saul being a spellcaster. And I pull a gold piece out of my pocket and I like hold it up behind Annabelle's ear and then like make it appear.
Annabelle, like dead face, look right at Drukan and be like, I know exactly the people you're talking about. She'll grab the gold piece and kind of hide behind Saul.
Good call, Annabelle. I knew I liked you. Oh.
So, Pike, you said you were holding a fish to the side of the table?
Yeah.
I imagine at this point what Saul walks in on is probably Pike holding up the fish while Saphira in crocodile form is jumping up at the fish trying to eat it.
It's like that scene from Jurassic Park where it's like coming out of the water to eat the giant shark. Beautiful. What's Drukan doing while you came up?
Sweating profusely.
Just sweating. That's
he just
all
feels
he can
guilty
do
all the time.
That's his whole action for the entire time.
Here's the thing, right? Like if Saul is questioned, he can lie his ass off. If Drukan is questioned, hey, Annabelle, did you know that our friend Drukan can't lie?
Annabelle
He can lie. It's just that he's worried about what would happen if he admits the truth.
Annabelle will skip over to Drukan and be like, are you a bad man?
About as bad as you are a bad man.
Oh,
She'll
no.
kind of glare at him. Just kind of turn up her nose and give him like a kind of look and leave.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, so you guys, how long do you guys spend up there? Do you just eat the fish? Do you wait for more drinks and food?
Yeah, I don't want to waste the fish.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it would take a while probably to eat all the fish, assuming you don't feed it all to the crocodile, who could probably eat it all in one bite.
I mean,
we're
what else
obviously
do we have
not
to
in
do?
clear sight of the flaming fist, right?
No, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're inside, sitting at the one table, but it wasn't all of them who entered. In fact, while you're up there, you can see a few of them on the ground. Nobody's really going up and talking to them, though. In fact, it seems like over here, a lot of people are almost avoiding them, like walking around them, which you would know, for instance, whenever you saw them in the city, people didn't really go out of their way to avoid them. There's definitely a different reaction to them out here compared to inside the city.
Sure.
Were there a lot of people who had stopped what they were doing to listen to their announcement, or?
Yeah, kind of. So most people kept doing what they were doing, but you could see their attention kind of, they were listening to what was said. But yeah, nobody seems to be going up and talking to them about it. It seems. Give me a perception check, Saphira.
It's a solid 13.
Yeah, it almost seems like some of the residents over here are actually scared of them. If you had to guess.
Well, they seem a little uptight, so I get that.
Yeah. So as you guys are sitting there, you guys eat the fish. The server brings up some complimentary baguettes and puts it on the table and says, "Yeah, I was told by the owner to bring this up here because he saw what was your name? He said the tiefling. I mean, there's a couple down there, but there's only one of you up here. So he said that to give the baguettes to the tiefling."
Yeah, I'll take baguettes. Thanks.
Annabelle's gonna clap her hands, jump up and down, and be like, "Wow, Uncle Saul, you really are the best. Do the coin trick, the coin magic trick."
Oh, clearly, she's just a child. It's a simple coin trick. It's sleight of hand. It's not magic. It's just sleight of hand. And Saul will sort of do the trick again, showing the person who brought the baguettes. And it's not, of course, it's not.
Annabelle
magic.
will be visibly hurt at the realization that it is in fact just a trick.
So that's been a trick the whole time.
We'll talk later. We'll play with Uncle Drew Can.
As
Uncle Drew can make his sword glow nice and bright when he hits things with it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's a bad man though.
Just as much as she's a spoiled brat.
Annabelle, you're coming dangerously close to a timeout. Now, if you don't behave yourself, we're going to have to go. Do you want to go? Is that what it is? Because really, we're having a nice time here. Like, we're having baguettes and fish. It's wonderful. But if you don't, you need to control yourself or you're going to have to go have a timeout.
Listen, Uncle, I keep all your secrets. Don't put me in a timeout.
Annabelle, it's in our best interest for you to say goodbye to the nice man and have a baguette.
Okay. Then she'll take the baguette and start gnawing on it.
Okay.
All right. So as soon as you start gnawing on that, through the door walks a half-elf merchant. You, Drew Can, and Saul, you recognize it. It's Boyd. And he's kind of looking around for you guys, and he locks eyes with Drew Can and comes over and says, "Okay, so I tell you what, I'll cover your guys' room here for the next couple days. And what I'll do is I'll let you know when we're planning on leaving. When I know we're leaving, we'll leave the following day."
What are you covering it with?
The cost of our rooms.
Oh, okay.
He must be one of the guards, right?
Yeah.
Clearly. Okay.
He's more muscle than mine.
Gotcha. I mean, he doesn't look that big, but he could probably hold his own, I would assume. He's a water genasi, right?
Yeah, he's pretty compact due to the fact that he's swum under deep waters and had to, fight the water pressure and whatnot.
Oh, and he's missing a foot too, so like it kind of that's why he looks a little shorter.
Oh,
so, right.
Oof. Well, that's rough.
Weight reduction.
Saul will also say really.
And
loud.
this is the sick kid that's coming with us.
It's not.
Well, no,
contagious.
Egbert is the sick kid that's coming with us, but you can't see Egbert right now. This is not a sick kid at all. This is my niece, Annabelle. She's quite spry and actually pretty strong for her age. Don't worry, she can carry her own weight, just like we all will. And Saul will say really loud, because we're just general laborers. No magic here. Like, we have to take work wherever we can get it. And, unfortunately, this time it's
I think you're playing it a bit too hard, Saul.
doing slave labor on a wagon train.
Sounds like Drew Can was nudging you in the ribs as you were saying that.
Our apologies. Our tiefling is a loud talker.
Annabelle will notice the theatrics and be like, yep, no magic whatsoever. If you're looking for magic, you look at Drukan. That's it.
And Drukan will just take one of the forks and cast light on it.
Like, oh, there he goes again, casting all those magical spells.
And Boyd's like, you guys are a little weird. It's okay. Whatever. That's fine. Just, I'm not paying the kid, right? And the other sick one's going to stay in your guys' wagon, right? Behind mine.
Safira's going to take very good care of her sick brother's,
excellent
mother's, sister's, ex-cousin-in-laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming your friends here, Saul and Drukan, told you guys the spiel. I'm going to pay you guys 18 gold per 10 day. I'll cover your any rooms on the road. I'll cover your food and water on the road. Everything else, if you want alcohol, I serve alcohol out of my wagon. You can purchase it. If you want to purchase anything on the road, that's all on you. But I will definitely provide a meal.
We could take a nip of
stuff.
we could take a nip of the ale every once in a while, right?
No.
Like just like I don't mean like just like a little bit. Like
that's stealing.
Just Saul.
And I'm not going to have any filthy thieves traveling with me.
Well,
no,
I'm
Saul's
sorry,
pretty
Saphira,
clean.
but you're not.
Saul's pretty clean. He's not dirty. You can see that he's very particular.
I am. And Saul sort of like straightens himself. His beautiful burgundy crushed velvet jacket. He straightens his little ruffles. I just pressed it this morning.
Now, at times he does have a bit of gas, and you'll see that his cloak will billow. But other than that, he's fine.
Boyd just shakes his head. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, anyways, I'll definitely get a hold of you guys in the next couple days and let you know when we're leaving. Meanwhile, have a good time. I'll cover your room, but anything else in town right now is on you. Once we hit the road, I'll cover your meals. So enjoy yourselves in Baldur's Gate and Blackgate. And he kind of just walks away.
And Saul kind of mumbles under his breath as he walks away, "Oh, I'm getting free beer."
All right. So with that, is there anything you guys want to do in Blackgate or Baldur's Gate over the next few days? Baldur's Gate, to get into the city, does cost money at the gate to get in. There's a toll every time. But if you want to
leaving,
do something,
not going in.
Okay. You could, though, if you wanted to. You will be here for at least a couple days until either the cultists show up or Boyd leaves.
What was that? The dockman's name from when we first arrived again? I had it written down on my old computer because we gotta get him back.
That guy has it coming.
Jerry and Bo Jones.
And
then Bob and Tom Teamster.
No, we're going for.
It wasn't
Jerry.
Bob and Tom. Bob and Tom were just sort of like the paid help. Like it was Jerry.
It was Jerry.
Yeah.
Annabelle will kind of pep up and like, let's get that mean Jerry fella. He's a bad man.
At some point, and revenge aside, at some point, though, Saul would like to go get new ink. He wants to get, basically, Saul is going to get tattooed across his body, like the adventure that we're on, right? Like so sort of starting in greenest, and it'll like cool. That's kind of what Saul wants to do. So
okay. You will be able to find a tattoo parlor for that. What do you think would be a fair price on that, Saul?
I don't know.
For the size of ink you want.
I don't know, but here's what I will say. Saul actually is a tattoo artist, right? Like that's sort of like his trait or his skill. He's a guild artisan, a guild merchant.
So it's like your background.
Right. And you had said you had agreed in the beginning to allow me to do that. Like I have sort of like.
So you're just going to do it to yourself in your room, probably.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like I just that's what I'm saying. I don't need to necessarily go find a tattoo artist. I just want to make sure that I set aside some time that I'm going to be able to do this. So when we leave, I have new ink, I guess is what I'm saying. Because that's how my sorcerer's power is drawn from my ink, right? Like my tattoos kind of. So yeah.
Okay. I dig that. I'm fine with that. Okay. Yeah, that'll probably take at least a few days to like get all your stuff set up and to recover from it without, wanting to travel with that. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Anything else anybody wants to do?
Saphira is probably going to try and resituate Egbert because we had just kind of left the wagon across the street in that shop or whatever. Probably try and find a safer
Are
place.
you gonna redraw the smiley face?
Just kind of
reapply the seaweed.
Maybe
right.
maybe we need to like update, the disguise a little bit. I'm definitely super qualified to be able to do that.
Yep.
I'm extremely skilled there, so I'm sure after getting Egbert set, I would try and take a look. But maybe they have like a place like in the stables, or I don't know. I'm not really sure a good safe spot.
Okay.
But
so as Saphira goes to leave to sort of like do all of that stuff, Saul once again hands her the sack with bag of holding written on it in charcoal.
You picked it up.
Here, don't forget this. You'll need this. Your bag of holding. So
I love it.
Saphira just snatches it from him and kind of like side eyes him as she walks away. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna need this. So thankful for the skills that you have in being able to acquire this for us.
Yep. No problem. I'm always looking out for you guys. It's always the party first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wow, Uncle Saul, you're so nice.
I know. I know. Sometimes you have to be the bigger person, Annabelle. You'll learn that in life. So yeah.
We should go shopping, Uncle Saul. Pick up various herbs and spices and sauces and a new dress.
Yes, we absolutely should.
I mean, I think we all could probably use a little bit of shopping, right?
Okay.
I mean,
all right, well then, why don't you go, draw on Egbert for a little bit, and then I'll ink myself, and then we can all meet up and
ink myself,
and we can all meet up and go shopping.
There you go.
Unless Pike and Drew Cam, what do you guys want to do? I also love how we're just like standing here like, what do you guys want to do? We're in the big city. Like
we're in Chicago.
Yeah,
what should we do first?
Where are we gonna go first? We're finally out of the cornfield. Greenest. Like, yeah.
Also, we need to know, so yeah, you're okay. Go ahead. What do you want to do, Pike and Drew Can?
Drew Can isn't sure what he wants to really do. He'll probably visit the different temples in his casual clothes.
Okay.
Yeah. And just kind of talk to some of the priests and other warriors around, see what they're up to.
Annabelle, what do we call a person who tithes 20% of their income to the church?
A beta male.
I don't give 20% of my money to the church.
Cheap
Those are 30%, okay?
What's Pike want to do?
So
you could go fishing on the docks too if you wanted to.
Well, I mean that's a given.
Yeah.
The boot that I have that's using as a foot. If there's actually somebody who could craft some sort of artificial foot for me to wear, I would probably maybe look into that. But I'm definitely composing a letter to send home to the village. Just letting them know what's going on since I'm the local folk hero. I'm sure they are.
Pike is literate.
I'm sure, of course, they're waiting to hear from me and all my great travails here on the surface.
Love it. Okay. So then here's what I want you guys to do. I want Pike. I want you to roll a D100.
Okay.
Tell me what you got.
43.
43. So you are able to find someone who, over the course of the downtime, you are able to find someone who could make you a prosthetic foot. However you want. It is going to be a little more expensive than you would probably expect, but it'll probably cost about 50 gold.
I have no expectations, so I don't know.
Does he get to pick the color?
Sure, it's personalized. It's exactly how he wants it.
Go a nice burgundy red. Like
it could even be a pike for a foot.
Yeah, look, it should look like a fin.
There you go. It's a fin. Perfect.
With flames up the side.
Drukan, since you were going around the local temples, I want you to also roll a percentile.
A roll what?
Percentile dice. D100. Okay. I don't know if they have that in D&D Beyond or not.
I thought it was a D99.
Got a 33.
0.
33? Oh, okay. So this is what I got on the carousing table for you. You are caught up in a whirlwind romance. Roll a D20.
How is going to a temple carousing? Like what? Like man, I need to start going to the church that Drukan goes to.
I'm gonna let him change this how he wants.
You're missing out.
What he rolls. What'd you get on the 20?
13.
Okay, so the romance is ongoing. You determine the identity of the love interest subject to my approval.
Oh, it should be Tatiana.
If the
Drukan
romance
should come away with Tatiana. Yes.
You might gain a new flaw. If it ends well or is ongoing, your new love interest might represent a new bond.
All right.
So however you want to come up with that, come up with who the character is and all that, feel free to make it your own.
All righty.
Of course, Saul is probably doing some carousing while downtime.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, roll percentiles.
99.
Oh. Well, that's a good one. You make a small fortune gambling. You recuperate.
Of course I do. You know why? Can I, just for flavor, can I say, because like I went around to all the local taverns with my magical dice and I just like I cleaned up. Like I just cleaned up. Yeah. Of course I cheated to win. Yeah.
And Annabelle helped as well.
This is what it says. You recuperate your lifestyle expenses for the time spent carousing. So over the course of the time you don't lose money. You gain 46 times 10 gold. And basically, your escapade in this downtime becomes the stuff of local legend.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Okay, wait. So 4d6.
That one's basically perfect for you.
Yeah.
That really, yeah. Okay, so wait. 2, 3, 4d6. Come on. High. 10 times 10. So, okay, 100. I get 100 gold. Plus recoup my expenses, but yeah, I imagine.
And you're living a lavish lifestyle while you're in town.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually do. I chose the I'm living.
You upgraded to a suite.
Yeah, for sure. And like I just imagine certainly now Saul with his cloak of billowing, he's just walking down the street, and then people notice him, and they're like, "That's the guy!" and Saul's just like. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Hey, buddy. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for sure.
I love it. Yes. Now, Saphira, you said you wanted to go shopping. Would you rather roll for shopping or carousing? Oh, you're muted.
I don't know. Maybe, what do you roll for shopping?
And either way, it's going to be percentiles. You just got to tell me if you want it for shopping or if you want it for carousing.
I guess probably for shopping.
Okay.
7.
So you are able to find that bag of holding you wanted at a merchant stand over the course of these days. And the buyer is offering it at 1/10 of the base price. So basically you can get it for 20 gold, probably 50 gold, somewhere in there.
So can we say just for flavor, can we say that when Saphira goes to buy the bag of holding, the merchant recognize hey, you're a friend of Saul, aren't you? Deal. You get a bargain, 10% off. Yeah, right. Right.
If Saphira wants that, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
If you want anything else, it would probably be 1/10 of the price right now as well.
Okay,
Thanks to Saul, probably.
For sure, I'm going to take the bag of holding. But I also imagine that as Saphira is handed the bag of holding, that it's literally like this run-down looking bag.
Oh, yeah,
and it
it's ugly.
almost looks like somebody took a piece of charcoal and just scratched the words bag of holding onto the front of it. But for some reason, I mean, it seems to work properly, so.
Yeah, it does. Is there anything else magical that you were looking at purchasing?
Let me get back to you in a moment.
So, in between your days and nights here, it's taken a little bit longer than you guys had expected. It's been 10 days, but in those 10 days, you guys have been able to do some great things. Now, Annabelle, what would you like to do in town? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, go shopping, hands down.
Okay. Roll percentiles.
For sure. 53.
So you could probably find a single item that's at about half the base price of normal.
I'm gonna be.
It could be a magical item.
Saul.
So if it's magical, just let me know what the rarity is.
I'm gonna be like, I want a big dress that grows and shrinks when I do, because I'm a growing girl.
You know what? You can find that for 50 gold.
Okay. She'll look at Uncle Saul and be like, please, can I get it, please?
Of course. And Saul will actually, he will pay for it. Like, money just comes, it's a mere bag of shells.
Okay,
yeah,
I take back what I said. This is not like Luther from our other game at all. I thought this was like a high-end, fancy Luther with magic.
No.
No, this is not. That changes my perspective completely.
Well, because the only thing that really matters to Saul is appearance, right? Like, appearance is everything. True, so, like, he can't be traveling around. People can't think that Annabelle is his relation somehow, and she looks, she doesn't look dressed to the nines, please.
Right.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
All right, I'm taking 50 gold off. So
perfect. Yep. And it's a pretty nice dress. It's pretty fancy. Much better than what Annabelle was wearing before. She doesn't look like a rickety doll anymore. She looks like a real person, just with bad makeup.
Oh.
Still looks like an Annabelle doll in the face.
Well, clearly we need to get Annabelle a makeover then. Like, I like what?
She'll kind of clap and jump up and down.
So, on day 10, well, night 9, the day 9 at that night, you actually get returned back to your guys' rooms, your individual rooms. And there's a letter from Boyd saying that you guys will be leaving the next day around right after lunch. So in the morning, they would get the wagons together, but they have their caravan. As this is going on, though, day 9, you do see I can't ever say it right, a palanquin that shows up. There are 12 guards with it. They seem to purchase a few wagons and horses. And you do recognize some of the guards. Now, before even like hanging out at the tavern or anything, the palanquin is loaded into one of the wagons, and 6 of the guards leave with it right away. The other 6 guards stick around, and they do still get a wagon ready, but they seem to be staying the night.
Do we recognize any of them?
Give me a wisdom perception.
Mm-hmm. I got a 3.
Okay. I mean, no, they just look like your typical human mercenaries. to you at least. Does anybody else want to try to see if they recognize any? I'll let one more person do it if they choose to.
It's not going to be Saul. Saul's not very wise. Charming as hell, but not very wise.
I'll do it.
Okay. So Saphira's playing with like her new purse. She bought like 2 new purses basically. One just happens to be a bag of holding. And as she's sitting there on the balcony again, where she had that fish the other day, she sees these people. And
Perception.
Yep.
20.
Ooh.
You do recognize them. They were definitely at the camp. You didn't see them at Greenest, but you definitely saw them at the camp.
Oh, hey guys, those are the people at the camp, right?
And you probably noticed them after the first wagon had left already.
Yeah, don't you guys remember them? No?
Poorly dressed,
I can't make them out from here.
Poorly dressed, kind of dirty and smelly and human. Like they all look the same. I don't know. Or I thought you all looked like that.
Annabelle will be playing with her dress, a little bit upset that nobody's noticed it. I'll be like, I don't know if your eyes are that good.
She twirls from side to side. Pillows out.
Nice.
No, I'm telling you. They definitely were.
Is the egg in your room, Saphira?
So I was trying to think of where we would have secured that, and honestly, I think the best place to put it is probably to just put it in our room, which is probably a terrible idea. But like somebody else is gonna find it if we just we're gonna put it like next to a horse or something. That's gonna go bad real fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Plus, that way I can sing it songs in the evening or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh. What?
So here, look, Saphira. Wait.
I can't.
No, it won't.
It's all pointed out. We can't see it from here.
This is what it looks like. This is what it's
Bag of holding.
But see, the B is like backwards, and right. That's what you bought. Just
to a little bit larger.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, not too big. It's probably
Just slightly.
I don't know, 8 inches by 11 inches, maybe. Okay. So yeah, you get back to your room, Saphira, and when you open the door, and you get in there, you see the room is a disaster. Like, the bed's messed up, it's been torn apart. You don't see the egg where you left it. Give me a perception check.
Do we smell wafting over the air the lovely scent of a Denver omelet frying in a skillet?
17.
As you're looking around the room frantically, you see eggshell on the floor next to the bed.
Oh my god! It hatched! I feel like Saphira's gonna run out to the hallway where I assume everybody else is slowly going to their rooms, and just try and yell for them, guys, the egg hatched!
And
then
what?
she's gonna I don't know, I didn't get that far yet. Go back and look for it.
So are you going back in the room without anyone going with you?
Oh, I don't know if they're coming or not, but I'm going back in there.
All right, so Saphira goes back in the room after yelling that in the hallway. And when you get back in the room, you're looking frantically. As you walk around the bed, you see this very tiny, the size of my hand, lizard creature. It's kind of sitting on its fat butt. It's got little stubby feet kind of stick out. and it's like sitting on its butt, and it's got parts of the shell in its like little claws, and it's eating the shell.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's like a gradient, like black and red. It's almost like the whole front of it is black, and like the top and back is red. In fact, the tail's probably black as well.
Saphira's gonna get down on her hands and knees in front of it and kind of like gently reach out to it, but then she's gonna try and talk to it. And she's she's gonna use her telepathy, and we're gonna start with Draconic and see how that goes.
Okay.
And she's just gonna say, "Hi, I'm Saphira. Who are you?"
Hi. It almost sounds like it's a female.
Are you hungry?
Very much so. Omelets sound good for some reason.
Omelets? Okay. Let me see if I can get you.
Extra cheese.
Okay. Do you a specific kind of cheese? Are you a Mott's kind of guy or what?
Oh, I don't know. Surprise me.
All right. Saphira's gonna yell just really loud. She's gonna be like, "Saul, I need an omelet now!"
Saul comes running out of his room because he thinks, like, when he hears omelet, he's like, "Yeah!"
Today's the day.
He goes rushing into the room and then sort of sees Saphira bent down in front of the mutt, and he's like, "Okay, so we're clear. You're feeding it, you're walking it, and most importantly, you're cleaning up after it." And he turns on his heel and just like walks out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Get an omelet though, with cheese. With cheese.
And he'll head downstairs and try to see if the kitchen is still open. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get down there, you're able to get it.
Hearing the commotion.
I'll put it on your tab, Master Saul.
You got, hey buddy, also great time. Could you believe that donkey? Like that got a little that was crazy. I really didn't expect that, but man, that was a great time. Like next time, buddy, all you, and grabs the omelet. So yeah.
You realize this is like the 12th omelet you've had in the last 6 days, right?
Yeah, I know. It's eggs, they're good for you. The incredible edible egg.
I've never met someone who likes omelets as much as you.
Well, something tells me you're going to be cooking a lot of omelets over the next 24 hours or so. So, yeah. And then he just kind of walks away.
Awesome. All right.
Go ahead, Chance.
Oh, Annabelle, hearing the commotion, is going to run in as well and see the what would have been a beautiful meal kind of sitting there.
It's so cute, though.
Annabelle will reach into her beautiful dress and pull out a little vial and start slowly sprinkling some saffron on it. Kind of like just seasoning it a little bit.
You're not, Annabelle, you are not to eat this.
I'm going to call you Saffron.
You know what? That's not a bad name.
I wanted to call her Denver.
But whatever you do, don't eat saffron.
Annabelle will look at you the same way she always looks at Drew Can and kind of give her a kind of face.
Man, Annabelle's done a 180. She was all about hatching a dragon. Now she's all about eating it. What?
Yeah.
Saul rubbed off on her.
Look, I'll give you 10 gold pieces if you ensure that nobody eats, whatever it is.
So she'll wait for Saul to get back and ask if that's a good deal.
So Saul does come back in, and he hands Saphira. He goes to hand Saphira the omelet, and as she goes to take it, he goes, "Wait, you're gonna feed it, you're gonna walk it, and you're gonna clean up after it, right? Promise."
Yeah.
And so he hands her the omelet. Then he kneels down to Annabelle and he says, "So here's the difference between us and other people. When they make a promise, they keep it. We make a promise. If we cross our fingers like this, it doesn't mean a thing." And then he pats her on the head and hopes that that Annabelle takes the 10 gold and watches her right hand to see if it goes behind her back and her fingers cross. So
Annabelle will cross her fingers right in front of her and say, "Yes, please."
Saphira will probably give Annabelle the gold anyway, because hopefully in the future she'll remember, you know.
"Thank you, pretty Drukan," and then he'll wink, and then she'll wink it at Saul.
That's my girl. Oh man, they grow up so fast. They grow up so. Where does the time go?
Looking at this creature, does Saphira have any idea what type of creature this is?
Give me a nature check.
17.
I mean, it's a dragon. It doesn't seem to have its wings sprouting out yet. Like, you can see where the wings are going to be. They're small. But this thing is pretty... I mean, it's a newborn. It can't fly yet. Doesn't seem like it can move around real well. It's pretty vulnerable at this point.
Okay,
Perfect.
So before we leave, Saphira is going to try and make some sort of, like, little, like, holster or something like that. Like... you know, like a baby carrier or a baby sling or whatever.
Give me an intelligence check real quick.
Throw
Just
it
a
in the
straight
bag of
intelligence.
holding. Just throw it in the bag of holding. That's the other thing too.
It
Saul
suffocates.
Saul never refers to it as Saffron or Denver or her. It's always it, right? Throw it in the bag of holding.
12.
So you would think that carrying it on the front of you would probably not be very smart. There's a good chance if somebody saw it, they would want to kill it.
Yeah, Khaleesi. What are you going to do now, mother of dragons? Like what?
Okay, well, I'll try and make it like a little happy home in my backpack, so that it can still kind of wiggle out a little bit, because I'm gonna take all the rest of my stuff and I'm gonna put it in the bag of holding. So about all that's left in my backpack is gonna be the dragon, and that's it.
Okay. Awesome.
And 4 snails and a small wooden chicken.
There's snails in there?
Yeah, I have 4 snails.
Okay.
More importantly, why do you have a wooden chicken? Like what?
For the record, once you put the dragon in the bag, I mean, you hear crunch, crunch, crunch. Those snails are dead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, how often does it eat, Saphira? Like
We're gonna find out.
okay. All right.
So far, it's a bottomless pit.
Annabelle will kind of chime in. She'll be like, "I'm hearing a lot of we here. It should be a lot of I."
Pike's only got 3 limbs left, right? Like we're not going to be able to continue to feed this thing. So yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine.
So you guys go to sleep or try to sleep as best you can, knowing that you're leaving the next day. And with that, we're going to take a little break. We will be back in a little bit. And yeah, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll see you soon. Welcome.
Oh, you could buy another magic item. At
I know.
A tenth of the cost.
That's what I'm saying. I did buy, just so everybody knows, I did buy a bag of tricks because why not?
Sure.
Why not? More
Awesome.
animals.
They upsold you.
Is that why you have a wooden chicken?
No. No, the wooden chicken is for other purposes.
Okay.
Mysterious.
I love it. So yes, Paula has bought a bag of tricks and a bag of holding. So she has 2 purses now. Both look pretty questionable on the outside. And yeah, did Annabelle buy anything?
She got the dress that kind of matches her size.
That's correct.
As she grows, let's say.
Okay, so we've resolved everything that everybody wanted to do, correct? Pike, we'll say you caught a fish every day if you wanted.
You're muted.
So we were here like 8 or 9 days.
Yeah, it was about 10 days.
Yeah, just got my letter done in the nick of time. Oh.
Annabelle will approach Pike with his letter and be like, Pike, if you live underwater, how does the letter make it there?
It's very complicated.
But it's paper, and the water doesn't like the paper.
That could be an issue.
Boyd speaks up and he says, I believe they probably have mailboxes outside of their little grotto. Just like any house would.
Listen, sucker, Pike can answer his own questions.
Wow, this child is very rude. I'm paying this group to travel with me.
Are you paying them to
That's rather
eavesdrop
ironic.
as well?
I'm not eavesdropping. I am their boss as of this moment. And
I see.
this is why this child will not travel on my wagon.
Can you, if I give you this letter, Boyd, can you get it to where it needs to go?
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, you see him pull out a stack of 5 letters, and you actually see that they have a wax seal, but they also have like what at first looks like a ribbon off of it. It actually is red locks of hair on each one of these letters, and he says, "Drukan, I believe these are for you."
Oh, okay.
Some woman, dropped them off today. I guess she's been writing you some letters the last couple days.
Oh, yes, Zan.
She must have more than
Saul
9
will
days to
hold
write
out
them.
Saul will hold out his hand like to pass the letters to Drukan, and then can I do like a sleight of hand check to see if I can pocket one real quick?
Yeah, do it. What's your passive perception, Drukan?
11.
That's a 16 on my sleight of hand.
Yeah, you steal one.
Okay. I don't open it or anything. I'm just like,
Yep.
And I pass the letters to Drukan. Here you go. Here.
Annabelle will look confused at the letters, and then Drukan, back to the letters, back to Drukan. Look at
Drukan's
Drukan,
head
and,
is like bright red at the moment.
and she'll ask Drukan, did you write these and send them to yourself?
No.
Drukan, you're not allowed to lie.
Yeah, and I'm not lying. Because as the red that was from his embarrassment is now gone, is now replacing by red of anger as he glares at her.
I think he's embarrassed. Very interesting. Then she'll hide behind Saul.
When Saul grabbed the letters, when he handed Drukan the letters, did he recognize the writing and or the red hair? Because Tatiana has red hair.
Give me a.
Of course she does.
Give me an insight
She
check.
did. That's like lore. That's
Yeah, that's
canon.
been lore from day one because I've assumed
right.
she looked like Scarlett Johansson since day one.
All right. Insight check. Hold on 1 second.
I didn't even know that she looked like that, apparently.
That's
Yeah,
an
he said it
11.
in like session 1.
It's an 11.
Then they do not look familiar at all. No.
Okay.
yeah, the red hair is very mussy and not well cleaned.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely would not be Tatiana then. She definitely bathes
Okay.
frequently.
Then what I'm gonna do because Saul is not like, Saul's a shitbag, but he's not like that big of a shitbag, right? Like, so I'm gonna try. When Drukan sort of like looks away or like, you know, looks down as he's sort of like glaring at Annabelle, I'll
Reverse
be like,
pickpocket.
I'll be like, no, I'll say, I dropped one here, quick, one more. Sorry about that. I'm not gonna. The only I took it because I had to know, right? Like as soon as I heard red hair, I was like, oh, that's Tatiana, and then I was gonna have to punch Drukan in the face, but it's not Tatiana, so I just I handle like I'm like, oh, sorry, drop this one. There's one more. Apparently, she really likes you. So also, well done. Congratulations, sir.
When Drukan drops his guard, I would like to try and use my kind of modified mage hand, because I'm the arcane trickster, to try and pickpocket one of the letters from him.
I haven't put him in my pockets. They're still in his hands.
Okay. The second I'm holding an action to do it. How about that?
Just make the roll then.
Okay.
And we'll see if you beat his passive perception.
Oh, I'll beat his passive perception. Assuming I can roll above a 3 for today. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I got 11. I have a +9 modifier.
You got an 11 though?
I got it.
That matches my.
So that works.
That
That
beats passive perception.
Oh wait, but it's passive perception, so that means he would notice it.
He got caught. Yeah.
I'm gonna
that means Annabelle
So
got
as soon as he
caught.
goes to like put it in his pocket, he feels it and sees you over there doing whatever you're doing, Annabelle. And he definitely can make the connection that it was you.
Annabelle. It sounds like Annabelle. Drukan does not have nice garments. That's not a good fabric. I know you're trying to feel it to see if it's like that.
And Annabelle will put her hands on her hips and she's like, I don't believe you, Drukan. I think you're lying. Let me see one of those letters, Drukan.
Fine. And then he opens up one of the letters and then shows that the handwriting is not his.
It's definitely very flowy handwriting. Very.
What does it say?
Drukan has very ugly handwriting.
Annabelle's not.
He has very slow, methodical. Like I used a ruler to write out my letters, kind of thing.
Yes, it's as rigid as he is.
I picture he's like right. It's like all caps and
It's like he did it with a drafting table.
Yeah, right.
Annabelle will pay very close attention to the lettering and look at Drukan, look at the lettering. She won't even read it. She'll just look at the letter. I'm like,
it looks like someone has tried to write common, but with an elvish cursive kind of thing to it.
Yes, nice.
Like, and you've met this person for reals.
Yeah, I met them here in Baldur's Gate.
Then she'll hide back behind Saul.
Nice. All right. So, Boyd, while you guys have been kind of doing this, Boyd has been giving you the rundown of the different wagons that are definitely traveling with you guys. You know there are 11 wagons other than yours. The order is there is one wagon that's in front of Boyd's. Then your guys' wagon is right behind Boyd's. And so then there's a big train of them behind you guys. There will be multiple guards traveling along the sides and sometimes, on horseback and even like on the wagons and things like that.
So we've seen the cultists before, right? Like Saul is just going to kind of walk.
Saphira pointed it out to you guys last night. But that first wagon with the palanquin, that one left with half the people. 6 of them stayed back with the other wagon. And it looks like, as of this morning, 3 new wagons have joined the caravan. So of the 11, you had 8 the previous day total that were going to travel with you until obviously the cultist guys possibly showed up, or you assume they showed up. And so then this morning, 3 new wagons total, including that one, have joined.
So Saul's just going to sort of walk the wagon train, from front to back.
Are you disguising yourself at all?
No, I'm completely Saul, but I'm looking like I'm inspecting the wagons, like I'm looking at the wheels and I'm like sort of inspecting the wood, but I'm trying to see if I notice anybody that would appear to be like a cultist.
Okay. Annabelle will take along. Yeah.
Okay, give me Annabelle wouldn't recognize anyone, so I'm not going to ask for a roll from you.
Yeah, that's fair. She just wants to be around Saul.
Yep. Give me a perception check, Saul.
Okay. A 4.
Okay. Again, like you looked at them last night. You didn't notice. I mean, they looked like just regular dudes. And looking at the wagons look, normal. You don't see anything that stands out that's abnormal. There's a lot of guards with them. In fact, the last 3 wagons have a total of 2 guards with each wagon. They just look like normal mercenaries.
So, when I walk back,
just like the other guards at the other wagons.
I walk to the front of the train and then I come back and I go up to Saphira and I just kind of hiss real quickly. I don't see any cultists, but you'd be best to keep it under wraps.
Look, I haven't even gotten it out at all. I think it's gonna be fine. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Nobody's gonna know.
I hope.
How would they know?
How would they know?
It's gonna have to eat. It's gonna have to do its duty. It's gonna have to come out of your backpack at some point.
Yeah, I know, but like in the evenings, it gets darker. Perfect time.
Okay.
That's all. It's only temporary.
Annabelle will shake her head.
Is it quiet in your backpack?
I mean, it's been sleeping most of the day anyway.
Give me another perception check, Saul.
Oh, Christ. All right. That's a little better. 14?
You have not heard any noise. You haven't noticed the backpack moving at all.
Okay.
It's been pretty subtle.
Okay. I just kind of look at her backpack and scowl and kind of stalk off to the other side of the wagon. So
awesome.
Annabelle will...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, Annabelle's just going to approach Saphira and look her in the eyes, all puppy dog like, and she's just going to say, "It's not fair to Saffron to leave her in a bag all day. How's she supposed to grow into a big, strong meal? So irresponsible." Then she's going to chase after Saul.
Saphira's gonna sling her backpack off, which she kind of does every so often, and she opens up the back end and she just kind of rubs Saffron on the head a little bit.
That is the name, huh? Saffron? That's what you're going with? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Saul is always calling it or Denver.
Okay.
And just kind of check on it. She does every so often.
Okay. All right. So you guys get on the wagons and they start moving. With that, I do want to read a little bit out loud. So a wagon... Wagons might join you guys periodically over the journey. You guys start traveling, and as you are, some other wagons kind of start tagging along outside of the agreed upon caravan. You guys are heading north on the Tradeway when you hear some mentionings of the Fields of the Dead being a dangerous spot over the next couple days. With that, who is in your guys' wagon and who is serving as the 3 mercenaries protecting the ale and beer wagon?
But Drukan will definitely be working as a mercenary.
Okay. So Drukan's one of the 3. I would assume Saul is probably on the wagon, or
Saul is and I don't know, you tell me, but where Saul would prefer to be, right? Would be.
Oh, you're with the ale guy, so you're definitely serving as his bodyguard.
But I want to be up front.
With my you're next to him.
With my cape of billowing, just blowing in the wind as we're, for sure.
Blowing
he told you would sit right next to him because you kissed so much ass that he said
yes.
you were. Yep,
that's right. I am. Yep, absolutely. I'm prominent so that everyone can see me. Yeah, for sure.
Annabelle will be beside Saul with her dress, trying to make similar whooshing motions.
She'll be doing with her hand, though.
Yeah.
Saphira would prefer to be at our wagon just because she's trying to keep everything,
And these are
low-key.
covered like tall wagon. It's not like an open top. Like these are enclosed wagons. Like they're not necessarily super fancy. They're kind of like Oregon Trail type of wagons, you know.
Like Conestoga wagons, right? Isn't that what they're
I
called?
don't know the names.
Yeah, right.
I just always called caravans.
But yeah, just cloth like tops, and like the front is open and the back is open, so wind can pass through. Just so you guys get an idea. Some of them are a little nicer and completely enclosed though. Pike, what are you doing?
Let's see. I am next to Saphira.
Okay.
Wondering why she's like talking in the backpack and like petting stuff. I have no idea what she's doing. I don't want to bother her. Obviously, it's her own business. And then I've been trying to get this ink off my left forearm for like the whole trip, you know, because it's covered.
Yeah, you can't, it's not coming off for some reason.
Yeah.
It's because it was waterproof.
What was the ink from? I don't remember this.
Because he was writing the letters.
Yeah.
That's right.
Days.
That's right.
And I'm left-handed. So.
Waterproof ink.
Left-handed.
Pike's only weakness.
We love it. So the wagons will travel for about 8 hours a day. You guys do notice that they do stop periodically, you know, to cook a quick meal, things like that. But they are traveling for 8 hours of the day each day. Now, you guys are, as you're traveling, you can feel the tension rise. Like the other guards stop talking as you approach what is called the Fields of the Dead. It's starting to get a little dark, but you can tell that they seem to want to push through because it is darker, at least until daytime. Unfortunately, because they are winding roads, at one point the lead wagon does eventually just stop. And one of the guards goes to each wagon, including yours, and tells you guys, we're not going to push any further because it's hard to see. And with some of these roads, we don't want to fall off the edge of the cliff here. So we're just going to lay low. Do not start a fire. Do not use any light. It's very dangerous here. We don't want to bring any unwanted attention from any creatures around here. So just keep it dark. And as they say that, they then go on to the next wagon.
Saul looks at Pike and says, "No light." Okay, Pike, no light this time. At all. No glowing rocks.
I'll keep it hid.
Okay, all right. Also, please tell me that Saul's letter, it took him 8 days to write, and it literally just said, "Hello, I am fine. How are you?" And then it's signed with an X.
Yes. That's not what Pike wrote, though. But I love it. Okay. So yeah, what would you guys like to do? It is nighttime. It is dark. There's no light. That means there's no cooked meals.
Well, but it also means
fish
that,
raw, who cares?
It also means that if there's no light, that, Saphira could feed her little beast.
Yes. It means that Saffron can come out for a little while.
It does.
And we can hang out, have a good little chat, see how their day's gone.
So it seems pretty happy. In your little conversation, you find out it's just bored.
Yeah, I get that.
It does want a lot more food, though.
Okay. I'll work on the more food.
It says it can only wrestle the chicken so much.
What if you had another friend to play with? Would that help?
Yes. I can't promise I won't eat it.
I mean, I'd prefer you not eat the friend, but I could find you something else to eat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I can do.
Please do.
So Saphira is gonna go see if she can buy some extra like eggs and
Now we're talking.
chicken off of whoever is doing the cooking or was doing the cooking.
So when you go through the wagons, are you looking at other wagons then?
Yeah, I mean, somebody was doing the cooking before. I know nobody's cooking tonight, but that means that they still have food somewhere. I assume Saphira would have a general idea.
I mean, someone has some food for sure. Yeah, I mean, the various different wagons have their own food. There's not like a set person who has food. And in fact, the Boyd's wagon does have some breads and cheeses, if people want that as well.
Okay, yeah,
he has, like,
I'm thinking
wheels of cheese in the back of his wagon.
I'm thinking more like eggs and chicken or like
Wheels
meat.
roll.
Yeah, no eggs. Doesn't seem like anyone has any chicken either.
Okay,
It's
fine.
mostly
I guess.
dry rations for the most part, unless you hunt something on the road.
Okay, I guess the cheese will be fine for right now. We'll see how that goes.
Your pet loves cheese and devours it quickly.
Score. How much for an entire roll of cheese?
Boyd is like, why? What do you want a whole wheel of cheese for? That's a lot of cheese.
I know it seems like a lot, but these guys, like, they're really good at what they do, right? But they have to eat a lot to keep that physique going, you know?
I mean, I make this trip pretty regularly, and nobody just sits here and buys wheels. I mean, they buy wheels of cheese, but yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell them you're not interested in selling them the cheese
fine.
if you want to. It's
we haven't
just,
been traveling too long, and we're going through this cheese pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean,
you seem
we
to
didn't
be
really
buying it up regularly over here.
We didn't do our normal stock up that we typically would. It's just like it completely blew my mind. And, a lot of times I'm the person who like keeps track of that stuff. So I appreciate it. Like if you don't tell everybody else that I kind of messed up a little bit.
And your guys's your wagon?
Well, I mean, if other people need extra too, but I was supposed to buy a wheel before we left, and I didn't buy one.
Yeah, just take the wheel. Just take the wheel.
Is Saul within 30 feet of this conversation?
You're right next to Boyd.
Okay, so Saul is going to cast Thaumaturgy on essentially at Saphira, and he's going to make the sound of flatulence come from her, and he's going to go, "Yeah, sure, the cheese is for us, Saphira. Sure."
Look, I told you I'd cover the food. Just take the wheel of cheese. Just go. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Gosh.
Thanks, Saul, for the supporting role.
Saul,
Your
friends are
giggles
rude.
under his breath.
They're stinky. How do you travel with such barbarians?
She really is the worst. She's, but she's just kind of uncivilized. She hasn't been around people of culture, but if you get
Speaking
into a
of
bind,
which, you need to
good to have
teach
around.
that little niece of yours some manners, because she apparently hasn't been around any culture.
Well, you know why? That's because, she's picking up bad habits from Saphira. I'm trying to drive it out of her, but, Saphira just really tries to, she's a bad influence.
I mean, Saphira seems very nice. She's been very pleasant when I've been around her.
That's an act. Don't fall for it. Like, really.
Okay. Drukan, you did probably overhear all that, by the way. All right, so with
Saphira, that's a lot of food you're putting in your backpack.
Saffron's hungry, Pike.
What's a saffron?
The little dragon.
The wooden chicken.
What are you talking about?
From the egg. Come on, were you there?
No, I was working on my letter.
God damn, that letter. Yeah, the egg hatched.
And?
I don't want her to go hungry. I want them to go hungry.
Can it swim?
It's a good question.
Well,
we could
I
try
mean,
tossing the sack
we
into-
haven't tried yet, but we haven't gotten to a river. We should try it. We should try it when we get there.
Yeah. It's got to be able to swim.
I mean, we'll see, but soon it'll have wings, so it'll be able to fly.
Can I look at it?
Oh God.
Yeah, but
Saul
just
mumbles under his breath.
Don't-
Oh God.
don't just don't touch her or anything. Like, just, I mean, sometimes like they don't like to be touched. You know, so
So ominous.
just be careful is all I'm saying.
So is Pike gonna open the top and look at it, or is Saphira?
Saphira is kind of opening the top, and I imagine Pike is standing like right next to her, and they're kind of both looking in the bag together.
Yeah. So I look in there.
So this little baby, fat, stubby dragon who's holding a chicken right now and has it partially in its mouth looks up at you, Pike. Looks over at Saphira, looks back at you, Pike, and then just goes back to playing with the chicken like it doesn't even care. You don't seem to be threatening to it.
Oh, you got lucky. All the other ones run away from me, so this is a good one.
It really
Pike,
likes that
you
chicken.
you get inspiration. Throwback to session 1 right there, man.
True. Yeah.
So, Saphira, you hear in your head from your friend Saffron, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Denver.
I like him. He seems very calming.
He's good people. So you can always depend on Pike if you ever need anything.
Thank you.
Unless you need like dictation done. Like don't go to Pike.
He's a good choice as a friend. Maybe Annabelle, not the best choice.
Ouch.
I'm a little concerned about her.
Yeah, I picked that up when she kind of named me and put food on me. I licked it all off. It tasted pretty good.
Yeah, well, and since you seem to like it, that's why I thought that'd be a perfect name for you.
Yeah. It just
Do you like
reminds
that
me of
name?
how much I don't like her. That girl's creepy.
Well, we could change your name.
Oh, that would be fine. Yeah. It just reminds me of that girl who wanted to eat me.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll eat her.
That's not
maybe.
ominous.
Maybe right now, let's not eat any people, though.
Well, she said she was going to eat me, so I feel like I should eat her before she eats me.
Okay, well, you know what? How about this? Ground rules. If she tries to eat you, then at that point, then you could try and eat her back.
Didn't she already try to eat me when she sprinkled that stuff on me?
I mean, not really. I mean, like if she, if she really picks you up and tries to take a bite.
Oh, okay.
She was just marinating you. Like she wasn't that,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I'll remember that.
This is gonna bite us in the ass so hard in a couple
Like
of
Annabelle,
sessions.
yes.
Why I didn't want the dragon. Yep, I agree.
So everybody pretty much looks like they are sleeping or getting ready to sleep.
I do want to approach Saul, and I'll be like, Saul, Uncle Saul, I have a plan, Uncle Saul.
I can't wait to hear it.
And she'll quickly cast her Lehman's tiny hut and invite Saul in.
Sweet. I'll definitely well wait. Does it work again like the boat? Like we can't cast Lehman's tiny hut?
The wagon
we're
stopped.
We're
yeah,
stopped.
they can't
Yeah,
move
right,
because
right.
they can't see
Yeah.
well enough.
Like this is wonderful. I love the sleeping arrangements here. Annabelle, you're pretty useful.
Okay, Saul, do you have paper, Saul?
Do I have paper? I do have paper because that's my tool is yeah, I have paper. I have paper and some really nice fancy pens. Man, Pike, I could have let Pike use it anyway. Yeah.
Saul or Annabelle will take a sheet of paper and use illusionary script to cast it as a ritual to cast a long, lengthy letter written in the penmanship of Drew Can's secret admirer. And so the way illusionary script works is it kind of justifies or conveys an idea. Okay. So the whole idea will be you're a bad man, but written in such a way where it's very kind of like beautiful and complicated. But it'll just convey that feeling, you know?
Okay.
And then
how long does that last?
I think it's actually indefinite. Here, let me double check. Yeah, until dispelled. So indefinite.
So it'll be a magically written letter that'll stay that way.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna slip it in with his other letters, or
we're gonna work that out, but ultimately, yeah, it'll come into his possession some way or another.
Okay. I love it. Drew Can's gonna be heartbroken. Start figuring out what that flaw is, Drew Can. All right. So the night passes. It's pretty anticlimactic. You do hear what sounds like some animals fighting in the woods down off the cliff down below. But nothing seems to happen. Everything seems safe. In the morning, the wagons start to move again, pretty much at the earliest light where they can see the road clearly. And you guys are traveling for a few more miles. Seems like the tension has lifted. People aren't as stressed out anymore. But straight ahead, you can probably see this, Saul, Drew Can. You guys see this first. About 100 yards ahead on a straight road. You're no longer on the hilltop. It's now just pretty flat. There are some trees on both sides, but you see straight ahead, it looks like maybe a head is in the middle of the road. About 100 yards.
Big enough to block the road, or?
No, it's in the middle of the road. But again, it's about a football field away from you. So it's really far ahead. But you see a head in the middle of the road.
Really far ahead.
Can we tell what it, like, does it appear to be human, or can we tell?
Give me a perception check.
That's a nat 20, baby. So 21.
Okay. So you can definitely tell that the head is actually a human, and it actually appears to be buried up to its neck. And in fact, you can tell there's some kind of writing on the forehead. You just can't make it out from this far away.
Does it appear is it alive?
From this distance, you can't tell. Okay. As the wagons get closer, you can tell it looks like it might be alive, but it is not conscious. And so on the forehead, it says Oath Breaker.
Okay. As we're approaching, the
wagons stop.
I turn behind, I turn behind on the wagon, and I sort of give everyone the heads up, so that they can ready their weapons and tish. But I will, so that folks can ready their weapons and whatnot. And I'll actually look to Boyd, and I'll be like, "Is this normal?"
No. And you actually also notice it looks like other wagons have passed by, and just like fairly recently, the tracks just go around it.
So in our wagon train, or
no, okay. It doesn't look like it. Okay. The people, the guards from the front, kind of gather with some of the other guards, and you got they pulled Drew Can, and you and Pike and anyone basically who wants to join in, to discuss it if you guys want.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Drew Can's not going to bother discussing it. He's just going to walk over to the head. and examining the
So
man.
Drukan walks right past you guys and goes straight over to the head.
Annabelle
as
will
he
follow
does,
Drukan.
As he does, the guards say, "Yeah, the merchants don't want an oathbreaker in the caravan. They want to keep going." And
what does that mean, though, Oathbreaker?
I mean, clearly he broke some sort of oath and was buried here as a punishment.
But I understand
Even
that.
I understand
what I'm saying
that.
is, like, he broke. Like, the merchants don't want an Oathbreaker.
That's a liar. That's deceitful person.
That suggests a specific oath, right?
Some kind of promise was made and broken, obviously. I mean, I don't know. You gonna go ask the guy what he did and hopefully he'll tell you the truth?
No, clearly my foolhardy, headstrong friend is doing that right now. I'll just wait right here. Thank you very much.
So, Drukan, you walk, as they're having the conversation, you walk over. This person looks like they are in very bad shape. Doesn't look like any bruising or anything, but they're dirty. Looks like the exposure from the sun, possibly over the course of days, has left this person very dehydrated.
Oh, they're alive.
They appear to be alive.
Oh, I thought this was just like somebody's head was out there.
No, they're buried to their neck.
They're buried up to their, yeah.
Yeah, you guys notice it when you get within 10 yards of it.
Yeah, so he's gonna cast Lay on Hands and then offer the man some water.
Okay. He wakes up when you do Lay on Hands. He's like starts breathing kind of heavy. Oh, yes, thank you so much. Whew.
Annabelle's
He starts
going to
drinking.
turn to Drukan and ask him how it feels
So what?
to look into your future. He should have stopped while he was ahead, just like you, Drukan. He must have a crazy headache, you know. It's
right.
He's gonna shake his head and go, ignore the psycho child.
Okay.
He's gonna ask the man. So it says you're an oath breaker. What oath did you break?
Oh, I was engaged. I was supposed to marry. I promised to marry a woman, and I broke the engagement because I discovered her father and brothers were all bandits, and that I was going to be expected to join them.
that big head got you in trouble, didn't it?
Insight check.
How are you talking without a body?
His body's underground. Do you remember our robot friend who would do that often?
Oh, Krank.
Rip.
Yeah. So I got a 16 insight to see if he's lying.
You said 16?
Yep.
You sense that it's a lie, but it feels like he's covering up something. He's covering up something that is probably not as bad. It's almost like if it was the bandits, you would be like, yeah, that is pretty, like, that would make sense. That would be something I would buy into. But, yeah.
I need you to level with me. I feel like you're holding back something. I need you to trust me. Can you tell me the whole story?
I mean, I told you I was engaged and I broke it off. I didn't want to be forced into that life. That's not an honorable life.
So you buried yourself in the road and only exposed your head.
Her father and brothers did this to prove a point.
Yeah, he was going to be forcibly married into a bandit family.
I wasn't going to be forcibly married, but I was going to be married, and then I found that out. And they were going to force me into that career.
So you abandoned that poor girl? You led her on? Shameful.
No, Annabelle. He was going to be marrying into a gangster group, and he didn't want that. He didn't realize that.
Sal is going to cast message and into the buried guy's head. So when casting message, he can like respond, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll just say It was because she was ugly, wasn't it?
No, she was beautiful. That's why I agreed to marry her.
Oh, so you just care about what people look like?
You didn't hear that.
You guys
Did
are
you
missing
know
the
me?
point.
Like, don't you know
Found
Saul?
out-
Like, I let.
You
Hi,
found out that
Saul-
her family is.
Saul Romanovich, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Well, he can't shake your hand. He's kind of buried up to his neck.
No. I was referring to Saphira. Like, yeah, right. Because clearly she's never met me. So yeah.
Meanwhile, the merchants say, "All right, guys, let's just go. Let's just leave him here. Let's get on the road."
We're not going to dig him out
Why? No,
Probably
he's a
take a while to do
terrible
so.
person.
because he didn't get married.
Yeah, because he couldn't marry into a mob
He broke
family?
an oath. He made a promise. He didn't follow through. That's what the front person is
Wow.
saying.
Wow.
Man, even Saul is kind of incensed by that one.
Do you
Like,
want to
wanna
take
help
him
me
out?
take him out?
He can travel in your wagon. Boyd speaks up and says, "Look, if you guys want to watch after him, that's on you. But if things go bad, you know that everyone's going to blame you."
Do we really need another mouth to feed? And then she'll kind of give a side glance to Saphira.
I did buy that extra wheel of cheese.
I'm sure we can afford it.
The guy from down below. I would love if you guys could help me get to Waterdeep.
Listen, Egghead, you're making a
We're not
lot of
going that
demands.
far, actually.
What'd you say, Drukan?
We're not going that far.
I mean, anything closer is better than staying in the road.
Yeah. Saul, Pike, do you want to help me dig him out?
I send a message to again to the guy, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but what are you gonna give me?
If we get
You're
to
gonna
Waterdeep,
you're
I'll
gonna
pay
take
you.
care. You're gonna take care of my chores for this entire trip. Like, you're basically gonna do my job. I'm gonna do nothing but sit back and kick my feet up. Agreed?
Fine.
Okay. And so Saul looks at Drukan, and he's like, yeah, I'll happily help you dig him out. And he starts digging him out.
Okay.
But he very carefully and meticulously takes off his cloak of billowing and his crushed velvet jacket and makes sure that he's right.
Annabelle will take his cloak of billowing and jacket and hold it with the most pristine honor, like a crown bearer or a ring bearer.
Yes.
All right. So it does take about 2 hours. Upon getting the top half of him unburied, Drukan, give me another perception check.
That's a 4.
So you notice he literally is only wearing a loincloth. He's been
I'm gonna give
stripped
him
of
a
his
pair of my old
clothes and gear.
clothes.
He does have
So-
like some tattoos and stuff though.
They're overrated.
He, it doesn't bother me that he's only wearing a
Pike is
loincloth,
very
like-
suspicious because Saul is actually helping dig. So he's taken off his, really not
Well,
sure.
in fairness, Saul is making it look like he's helping dig, but he's not actually being that helpful. But
Yeah,
he is.
I can
making
see
it look
Saul
like-
just going with a spoon one
Yeah,
scoop
right.
at a time.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's just shuffling the dirt around.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Maybe occasionally kicking some dirt in the guy's face.
Yep.
So yeah, you get him out, and he like sits there for a second, and like you can see he like starts stretching, like because his body hasn't been out of this dirt for days. I didn't think anyone was gonna pull me out. I thought I was gonna die there. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any clothes I can wear?
I do have some old clothes that you can wear of mine in the
thank you.
wagon.
Thank you so much.
What's your name, by the way?
Where are my manners? I'm Carlon.
Nice to meet you, Carlon. I'm Drukan.
Upon giving Saul back his cloak of billowing and jacket, Annabelle will run up to Drukan and be like, Drukan, while you were digging, you dropped this, and hands him the letter.
And he is not going to believe that for a fact because he's left all of his letters in the cart. Like, what? What? Did you go through my stuff? You little shit.
And she'll be like, I'm sorry, Druken. I couldn't resist. It was too juicy to resist.
And he's going to grab the letter angrily.
And then she'll give good old Saul a good old wink once Druken's back is kind of turned there.
I look at Druken. Was she not supposed to read your letter?
I'm not going to read it right now.
No.
Why would we read it in the middle of the road after we help this man out?
No. What was Annabelle not supposed to read your letter?
She's not supposed to go through my stuff.
So she broke an oath. And I point to the hole.
No. That's not. She didn't promise not to go through his stuff.
I told her not to.
Doug.
She didn't say she wouldn't, but yeah, she's still a brat.
Uncle Saul told me that if you cross your fingers, you don't need to do it, though. And then she'll kind of side-eye the Oathbreaker.
Saul just kind of pats Annabelle on the head. That's a girl. That's a good girl.
Uncle Saul.
Is Annabelle's intelligence like a 5?
Yeah. She's actually pretty intelligent. She's just.
I know. I'm just joking.
Faking.
You hear one of the other guards say, "Man, that girl's a snitch, isn't she?"
No.
She's precocious, youth. What can you do? So
she's 12, man. Like when I was 12, I was pretty well all there.
I know, kids these days.
So all there that you became a caravan guard during the prime of your life.
So Annabelle,
smart.
You are so perceptive because Uncle Saul was just about to retort with the same response. So
going places in life.
Mm-hmm. I got a house in Waterdeep, so I'm good.
Wow, a house in Waterdeep.
How much
Mother
property
Nature's
do you own?
Dumpster. Listen, I'm 12. I'm not allowed to own property.
There's plenty of 12-year-olds that own property.
Okay, buddy. And how old are you?
19.
And you only own one house?
Mm-hmm.
12-year-olds are doing better than you. How does that make you feel?
Oh my gosh.
He just laughs.
You guys are worried about the dragon getting us killed. Like, I'm worried about Annabelle.
He just laughs.
Yeah, Annabelle doing out of spite or Pike doing out of stupidity, revealing the dragons around.
So that everyone else, like, you can see the merchants all look very annoyed at this point because it's been a couple hours dealing with this. And the front wagon gets ready to go again, and Boyd says, "All right, guys, let's get back on the road."
Okay, Carlon, you're up, buddy. And Saul just kind of like kicks back in the back of the wagon.
Are you in Boyd's wagon or your own?
Boyd's wagon, I think. I don't have my own wagon, do I?
Yeah, you guys have a party wagon and you have Boyd's wagon. There's two.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna kick back in the party wagon then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's more space in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone gets back on the road and starts moving again. Boyd turns to Drukan and was like, "Are you guys going to arm this guy with a weapon if he's protecting us? I mean, how is he up here
in a loincloth?"
Yeah, no, he's in clothes.
No, he's in my old clothes.
Oh, okay.
How is he now doing the work when I said I don't want this guy near my wagon?
That's why he's in our wagon, not yours.
All right. Well, I'm paying.
He's right next to Boyd because he took Saul.
He's not on the wagon. Boyd doesn't. He won't let him up on the wagon.
Oh man.
Boyd doesn't want to associate with.
Fine. Saul will sit next to Boyd then.
Okay.
And Annabelle will sit on the other side of Boyd.
Okay.
The guy can come back to our wagon in the back with me.
Okay. So 10 days pass of travel. You guys stop at an inn at some point. And as after that happens, like you guys are able to rest, get a good night's sleep, all that good stuff. And you start traveling again. As you guys are traveling, you come across a wagon It looks broken down on the side of the road. And it actually looks like the side of it has been crushed in by something.
Like when you say crushed in, like it looks like bludgeoning force, like
yeah, kind of like some kind of force like blasted the side of this wagon on the side. There's no animals. It's almost like the animals are gone. From this vantage point, it doesn't look like there's anybody with the wagon.
So I kind of
the caravan does stop about 20 yards from it.
I looked at Carlon and I'm like, hey, buddy, remember when you were talking about those bandits? They wouldn't happen to like be raiding wagons, would they? Does this look like the work of your, ex-father-in-law and his crew?
At first, he looks confused, and then he says, this could be their work. Yeah, for sure.
You're freaking lying through your teeth. So, all right.
Just
I look at the wagon.
Bandits.
Is there any writing on it like Oathbreaker?
Does not appear as though it says Oathbreaker, no.
Just to confirm, we had a pretty good time these last 10 days, right?
Yeah, everything was pretty smooth.
Okay. Then Annabelle will sing. She'll be like, every party needs a pooper, and we have you. And she'll point to the Oathbreaker. And then she'll travel along with Saul.
Over the course of these 10 days, you guys also have gotten to know all the other wagon people. The last few wagons have been pretty quiet. They haven't really told you anything. They've pretty much kept to themselves. But the front one is a silk wagon. The third one is a porcelain trader. And you've gathered that the owner is a very optimistic person. And he has a soft spot for urchins, and has actually taken a liking to the Carlon. The fourth wagon has a gargoyle on it, overlooking the wagon, and it's an enclosed wagon. This gargoyle is chained to it, and you have no idea what's inside of it. The guy who's with it is usually dead silent, occasionally breaking out into short songs and being boisterous, but for the most part, he is dead silent when he's not.
Yeah, that doesn't seem sketchy at all. Yeah. Sure.
Another is hauling exotic birds. The sixth one is perfumes and oils from and that guy just talks about how rich he's going to be when he delivers his goods to Waterdeep. And how he's going to make so much money off of those suckers and things like that. The next one is wooden carvings for a variety of things, whether it's for furniture or for mantles and things like that. The next one after that is exotic wood from the island of Chult. And then, the last three wagons. Now, also, Drukan, you probably have spent the most time talking to Carlon, I would assume, on this trip. You notice one of his tattoos is a Harper tattoo on his arm over the course of those 10 days.
All right.
Hey, can I ask a question real quick? The silk merchant, is it just raw fabric, or is it like, will they tailor as well?
He tells you that he can get things tailored. Yeah.
Okay. So approximately what color would a jacket cost? Or I'm sorry, approximately what cost? What would a jacket cost?
I don't know offhand.
Okay.
What do you think would be a fair price for a custom jacket?
I'm willing to pay whatever it costs. I don't care.
He tells you he knows a fashion guru that can probably make something for about 20 gold.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I'm in. I'm ordering it.
It'll be fancy.
Like, it's custom.
Do you want to pick your silk out of the back? You can pick the color.
Yeah, I absolutely do. Yeah,
give me a perception check.
Okay.
And what color are you looking for? Or colors?
Perception is an 8.
Okay.
So it's an 8, but I'm looking for like a really deep blue, like a midnight blue. You know, the midnight blue is the best that I can describe it as, right?
Okay. So as you start going through the silk, you notice like worms all over the midnight blue, like all over it.
Well, can I cancel? I would like to cancel my order, sir. This is
why?
Because there are worms. No,
worms.
Look, there's silkworms all over this.
He like steps. This is like before the wagon incident, so this is a couple days before. So he like goes into the back and starts going through the silk, and you just see him get like pissed off. He is so angry. It's like, damn it! I can't believe I didn't inspect it better, and just loses his shit. He becomes completely unhinged. And you notice for the rest of those 10 days up to this point at this wagon, he's been really terrible to his guards and just like a total asshole to everybody. And has actually drank a hell of a lot more, which has put a lot of coin in Boyd's pocket.
So Boyd's happy. I mean, our boss is happy. So yeah. Right. Net win. Yeah, right.
But yeah, so anyways, cut back to the present with the wagons. So you guys see some blood dripping out the back of the wagon.
Oh, so these are recently demolished.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it.
It had animals in them?
No, there's no animals with the wagon. It's almost like the horses would have been cut free. It's a similar wagon to like the one you guys have.
I look over to Saphira and I say, looks like there's dragon chow in the back of that wagon.
Saphira is going to cautiously approach the wagon.
Okay. Are you going to climb up to look inside?
And try and get a little bit closer. And as long as when she gets closer, there's nothing that really makes her nervous, she'll kind of peek her head inside the wagon and potentially jump in there.
Give me a perception check.
Well, I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So that's a 7.
So you jump up and peek in. You see 3 bodies that are like in the wagon, like with their backs against the same side. They're all next to each other. And it looks like, first of all, it looks like most of the stuff in here has been gone through. Like there's chests that are open. And like most mundane equipment is just sitting out. Like even weapons are just left here. But the faces of these 3 people have been carved off.
Oh, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that's creepy even by Annabelle standards.
That seems super creepy.
Yeah.
Like, do they look like somebody used a knife to cut them off, or they were clawed off?
Your passive perception, or with your perception of 7, you can't tell.
Okay. What can I tell anything about the people, like who they could have been?
With the face came the ears, so you can't. They're either human or elven. They do not appear to be dwarven, obviously. You can't see the ears because the ears were cut off too.
So do they look like they were likely just like merchants, or they're possibly from a farm nearby? Okay.
It does look like they were some sort of like utility merchant of some sort.
Okay.
Possibly metal, like blacksmithing type of stuff, or stuff that's been made by a blacksmith, I should say.
Okay. I'll get out of the wagon and I'm gonna try and take a look at the surrounding area and see if I can figure out what would have done that kind of damage. Like, are those people? Was it some sort of animal attack? That type of thing. So more like looking for like footprints.
Okay.
Ken will help her.
Okay, Drew, give me an investigation check.
Oh, I thought I was giving her the help action to give her advantage.
I was gonna, since she rolled so poorly, I'll let her give you the help action.
All right.
That's with my investigation. That's probably a good choice.
So you guys see Saphira start looking at the ground real carefully.
So Sal is going to yell over, "Hey, what was in there? What's going on?"
There's some dead people in there, but somebody stole their face.
Funny.
So
Nat
you're
20?
thinking,
Yep.
what
So
I'm thinking.
So Drew Can starts going into detective mode, and he starts looking around, and he can point it clearly. There were footprints from the wood line to the wagon, and it actually looks like Drew Can's like looking at the wagon for a second. He's like, "This had to be an eldritch blast to the side of this thing." And then
when Drew Can says Eldritch Blast, Sal clears his throat and he just says, I really miss Krank. He was one of my best friends ever, and if he were here right now, I would just welcome Krank with open arms. He was just amazing. He's amazing.
You can also tell that the footprints go around to the back of the wagon before then going, and that's it. They just end there. You then also see horse tracks that go straight ahead, but then veer off into the woods.
It looks like Krank murdered these folks, stole their faces and their horses.
Oh, that Krank. Remember Krank? He was great.
Yeah, no, he tried to murder me, so no.
The Lich strikes again.
When Drew Can says he tried to murder me, no, Sal leans down to Annabelle and he's like, "See, you're not the only one."
Annabelle will be like, "I don't know who this Krank fellow is, but I'm sure he was perfectly justified in all of his actions."
Boyd
and narrow his eyes at
Drew
Annabelle.
Can, you can tell Boyd caught her saying that, and he looks at you and he's just like,
"Listen, egghead, I don't need your opinion. If I wanted, I would have asked you when you were in the ground."
He didn't say anything.
Yeah, Carlon was the guy who was in the ground.
Yeah,
Boyd is our boss.
he's up with the other wagon at this point, helping them.
Yeah, no, this is the guy who hired us.
Take it back. Okay, I was getting confused there.
All right. So with that, we're going to end the session right there.
Aww!
Just tease and crank at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like every other episode.
I was going to say that Saul was correct. There is Dragon Chow in there.
Yep, for sure.
That is on the record. We have not gone off stream yet. I want to say thank you, Nathan, for the donation, for making the egg hatch. That was awesome. We will try to come up with some fun stuff for next session too. So if you guys want to see something in particular happen in the next session, feel free to message me on Discord, Twitter, Facebook, or in the comments below. This was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next time. Annabelle is creepy as hell.
Girlfriend.
Yeah,
we want to meet Drew Can's Canadian girlfriend. We don't
Yeah,
really believe she's real. Yeah, right.
Wait, we got to ask Draven to play a 5'4" half elf woman. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Oh God, please do.
Ooh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry I left you in Boulder's Gate.
Sorry.
I'm sorry I left you in Boulder's Gate.
Oh God.
So once again, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time. We play this game every 4 weeks. So yeah, we'll see you guys for that. Monday, I do have an interview. I'm going to be doing an RPG Talk episode with Jim Johnson. We will be talking about Star Trek. He works for Modifius, and he helps promote the Modifius line, I believe. So we'll be talking to him on Monday evening. And I believe Tuesday we might be playing Dragon Age again. We also were talking, and we might be doing mini painting this week just because Paula is so close to being done with that blue dragon. So we're probably going to do it again this week. And then we have Octung Cthulhu on Thursday. So if you guys are interested, make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff. Links to all of these wonderful people is in the description as well. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Game on.